Many gardeners try neem oil once, don't see dead insects the next morning, and decide it doesn't work. That's one of the biggest misconceptions in gardening. Neem isn't designed to act like a harsh chemical pesticide that wipes everything out overnight. If you judge it after just one day, you're almost guaranteed to think you wasted your money. So I decided to test it properly over 7 days in a real vegetable garden with tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and beans that were already showing early signs of aphids and whiteflies. What happened surprised me, not because every bug disappeared, but because something much more important changed. For this test, I used neem oil for plants, makes 30 bottles, with spray bottle and essential oils for indoor houseplants and outdoor gardens, natural leaf shine. One reason I like this particular product is that it makes mixing the correct concentration simple, and the included spray bottle produces a fine mist that covers the undersides of leaves much more evenly than many inexpensive sprayers. Uneven coverage is one of the biggest reasons gardeners think neem has failed. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. Later in the video, I'll show you the mistake I almost made on day 3 that could have ruined the entire test. If you enjoy practical gardening advice based on real experience rather than gardening myths, consider subscribing. That's exactly what we focus on here. I wanted this test to reflect a real backyard garden. I didn't set up a perfect laboratory experiment. I used plants growing exactly as most people grow them. The tomatoes were planted in raised beds with compost-rich soil. The peppers were growing in large containers. The cucumbers were climbing a trellis. The beans were planted directly into garden soil. Several plants already had small aphid colonies hiding beneath the leaves, while a few peppers had whiteflies beginning to gather around new growth. The goal wasn't to create a dramatic infestation. The goal was to see whether neem could interrupt a problem before it became serious. That's the situation most gardeners actually face. Before spraying, I checked what was really happening. One mistake I used to make was grabbing a spray bottle the moment I saw insects. Now I inspect first. I lifted leaves. I checked growing tips. I looked for sticky honeydew. I searched for tiny yellow speckles that often indicate spider mites. The tomatoes had around 15 to 20 aphids per affected leaf. Several cucumber leaves had small clusters near the veins. The peppers showed only scattered whiteflies. Nothing looked catastrophic. That's exactly why I started the treatment immediately. Waiting another week would have produced a completely different result. The first application revealed the biggest mistake gardeners make. Most people spray the tops of leaves because that's what they can see. The insects weren't there. Nearly every aphid colony was hiding underneath. I sprayed every plant slowly, making sure the undersides received an even coating. I also lightly sprayed stems and new growth where insects often gather first. The leaves weren't dripping. They simply had a thin, consistent film. That turned out to matter far more than using extra product. Good coverage beats heavy spraying almost every time. Day 1 looked disappointing. The following morning, the garden looked almost exactly the same. The aphids were still there. Whiteflies were still flying. Nothing dramatic had happened. This is the moment when many gardeners decide neem doesn't work. They expected immediate results. That's not how neem works. Instead of acting like a fast-acting poison, neem interferes with feeding, growth, and reproduction. The changes happen gradually. That's exactly why I committed to the full 7 days. By day 3, the insects behaved differently. This was the first noticeable change. There were still aphids on the plants. But many had stopped clustering tightly around fresh growth. Some colonies appeared smaller. New leaf damage had slowed. The youngest tomato leaves looked healthier than they had before treatment. More importantly, I wasn't finding fresh groups of insects spreading across neighboring plants. The infestation had stopped expanding. That's a much bigger success than simply killing visible insects. Breaking the life cycle is what matters. Here's the mistake I nearly made halfway through. On day 3, temperatures climbed above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I almost sprayed again in the middle of the afternoon because I had time. Fortunately, I waited. Neem oil should generally be applied early in the morning or during the evening when direct sunlight is less intense. Spraying during extreme heat increases plant stress and can reduce how well the treatment performs. Instead, I inspected the plants carefully. There wasn't enough new activity to justify another application yet. Sometimes observation is more valuable. Day 5 showed the real benefit. This is where things became interesting. New tomato growth looked clean. The peppers were producing fresh leaves without the distorted appearance I had seen earlier. The cucumbers continued flowering normally. The aphid colonies that remained were noticeably smaller. Even better, I found several ladybug larvae feeding among the remaining insects. That changed my approach completely. Instead of spraying everything again immediately, I allowed the beneficial insects to continue helping. Too many gardeners eliminate their own natural pest control without realizing it. By day 7, the biggest improvement wasn't fewer bugs, there were still insects. Not many. But they weren't completely gone. And honestly, that's exactly what I hope to see. A completely insect-free garden usually isn't a healthy ecosystem. The real improvement was plant growth. The tomatoes continued setting flowers. The peppers held on to developing fruit. The cucumber vines stayed vigorous. New leaf damage had almost stopped. The plants were investing energy into growing instead of constantly replacing damaged tissue. That's what successful pest management looks like. Healthy plants. Controlled pest populations. Balanced biology. This taught me that timing matters more than panic. One reason people struggle with neem is because they use it too late. When leaves are already curling badly. When fruits are already damaged. When entire branches are covered with insects. No product performs miracles. The best results happen when you notice the first signs of trouble. A few aphids. One whitefly. Tiny feeding marks. That's when intervention works best. The earlier you interrupt reproduction, the easier pest control becomes. Healthy plants respond better than weak ones. This experiment reinforced something I've seen repeatedly over the years. The strongest plants recover the fastest. The tomatoes growing in well-drained compost-rich soil barely slowed down. The container peppers that received consistent watering continued producing steadily. The cucumbers with good airflow remained vigorous. Plants already stressed by inconsistent watering or nutrient imbalances showed slower improvement. Neem helps protect plants. It doesn't replace good gardening. Healthy roots still matter. Healthy soil still matters. Proper watering still matters. Everything works together. Hydroponic growers can apply the same lesson. I've seen similar results in hydroponic systems. Indoor basil attracts aphids. Hydroponic lettuce often develops whitefly problems. Neem can help there too, provided it's applied correctly and only to the foliage. Clean roots don't stop insects from feeding on leaves. Regular inspections remain just as important indoors as they are outside. What I would do differently next time after completing this 7-day test, there are only 2 things I'd change. First, I would have started inspecting even earlier. Several aphid colonies had probably been feeding longer than I realized. Second, I would have marked every treated plant with small labels to make comparing growth even easier. Everything else reinforced what years of gardening have already taught me. Consistency beats panic. Observation beats guessing. Early treatment beats emergency spraying. The biggest lesson had nothing to do with neem itself. This experiment wasn't really about proving whether neem oil works. It was about understanding why it works. Products don't save gardens. Good decisions do. Neem became effective because it was applied at the right time, with proper coverage, and as part of an overall strategy that included healthy soil, balanced watering, and regular inspections. That's the difference between gardeners who constantly fight pests and gardeners who quietly prevent major outbreaks before they ever begin. If you found this experiment useful, I'll leave the exact neem oil I used in the description below. More importantly, spend time learning how insects, plants, soil biology, and weather interact. Once you understand those relationships, every product you use becomes far more effective. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Farmlogic for more practical, science-backed gardening advice, and share this video with another gardener who's wondering whether neem oil actually works. Better harvests don't come from chasing miracle products, they come